Happy Monday. So, family, how y'all doing out there? Good morning. Or should I say, yeah, it's still morning. Y'all, it's your girl, Beautiful Resilient Goddess. Y'all know I am beautiful and I am that girl, resilient. Hey, guys, I hope y'all are having an amazing Monday. I hope you guys have had an amazing start to your week. So, I'm coming on here a little bit early this morning because I got some stuff to handle. So listen, I know some of the people that follow me, I know you guys seen my post this morning. Of course, we know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. And just even in the collective, we have a lot of people, just healing through different things. But today I'm going to speak on a transparency point of view from myself, right? Y'all, we all know that healing is definitely not linear. It's not an arrival. Oh my God, I'm healed. So no, it is a forever. It's a journey. It's a journey that you have to do, and you just have to take it, step by step, sometimes day by day. But what I am learning is that in my situation, some things. Most things I just don't go looking for anymore because I just don't care. I've gotten to the space where I just like, hey, God, it is what it is, because sometimes we will pray and ask God to, reveal and expose something and let us see something, so we'll have, clarity. But we also have to remember to pray for strength, pray for, to still have that forgiving heart, because what He showed you probably will need strength to be able to, still have that love and forgiveness in your heart. And, we also have to remember that the forgiveness is not for other people or another person. It is always for you. It is for me. It is for our soul salvation, right? So I'm at the point now, it's like, I don't even want to know anything else. And I really can't be selfish, because y'all know we can't tell God what to do. So, but, when He gives me things in dreams or a vision or whatever, and we go through different phases. And I know I've went through different phases. You go through the phase of, disbelief. You're just not believing that the things is actually happening or it did happen. You go through anger. You're angry at yourself. You're beating yourself up because it's like, dang, why did I not know that? And even when the pieces are, coming together, it's like, how was I not paying attention to know this? And honestly, you guys, divine timing. It wasn't for you or me to know at that time. Everything is divine timing, and you just have to trust God and trust the process. You understand? I think the things that we learn and things we go through now, we do have an assignment, not to, tell our story, tell our testimony out of revenge or just to let people know. I think it's a divine blueprint to help the next person, because as I'm saying, like, a lot of us thought our stories was unique. Like, we just wouldn't think nobody would actually do this to another person. And yes, it is a lot of people out here going through the same exact things. And, and everybody is not on the same level. So something that I went through last year, you get on social media and you see someone in the collective talking about, oh, well, this is what they're going through now. So you're able to, with the permission of the person and, God, because sometimes we shouldn't, just volunteer we shouldn't just volunteer, information, or because if they didn't ask, they probably just venting. They probably didn't want a solution. They probably just want to get it out. You just, that's a situation. It's neither here nor there. But, y'all, healing is not linear. Don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up for not knowing things at the time. And then you go from that to anger to sometimes bitterness. I know I went through a stage of bitterness. I was angry. I was frustrated. I was so angry. But, and then you end up at a state of pity, because it's like you really had to do all this to get this. Like, I don't know. For me, it's just pity. And I'm not pitying the person, or the people, I'm pitying the situation. Like, it's actually real sad. It's sad for everybody involved. The whole situation is sad. It's like a lot of people out here taking penitentiary chances because they think that they are covered by different connections or different people, when y'all are not understanding and paying attention that we are in a time that God is exposing even the people up in the higher, the government. So I don't know. I don't know if people just think these connections, if they're not paying attention, these connections sometimes don't be real. Y'all done pay people off and do all this, and these people telling, matter of fact, I'm not even gonna go into that. Y'all know how I already feel about that. I've spoken about that several times. There's no loyalty amongst thieves. There's no honesty among thieves. If someone knows that they're in trouble, they're gonna tell on you to get either less time or whatever, or get themselves off. That's just what they're doing. So, like I said, that's neither here nor there. But y'all my whole thing is, don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up. Don't walk through unforgiveness in this situation. We have to get to a point where you forgive. Also learn how to tell your stories from a place of healing. Okay? You have to remember to tell a place, just to go ahead and give people pointers of how you got through a situation from a place of healing. Okay? We can't focus on the time of when we want God to do certain things. That's another thing, we have to trust God's divine timing, because sometimes the things we want to happen, God don't want it to happen that way, or that's not his plan. It's not in his plan. And we also have to trust that as well. Sometimes we think things are unfair. It's like, because even right now, it's like, how is evil people doing all this stuff to people and they're still living, with such things? But here's the thing. Most of the time, it's only materialistic. People walk around here with the most high-priced materialistic stuff, which is okay. Some people work hard for that stuff. I mean, if they want to buy, that's them. That's their life. Good. But I'm talking about the ones that's out here stealing, killing, sacrificing their family members for their wealth. That's who I'm talking about. That's my business, y'all. I'm talking about my business. So yes, it's all material wealth. People are losing their soul and they're selling their souls just to have wealth. That right there alone, it's probably going to put you in a mind state of pity for them, because it's like, dang, you really had to go that low and, to do what you had to do. So I ain't gonna lie, I went to a point of just, even over the weekend, I just kept playing, I kept having different dreams. It's like, okay, wait, what? And then I go and I'm listening to someone of the intuitive girls, and I'm like, wait a minute. And then it's just, I think God shows us certain things in different, His different ways. God has different ways of showing us things and, just bringing things to our attention and even giving us answers. We'll have different prayers, and we ask God for guidance. Lord, how do I deal with this? Help me to get through this. Help me to understand, And sometimes at that point, it's not for us to understand at that moment. But best believe, if it's for you to understand it, it's going to happen in due time. We just have to trust divine timing. Okay. So that's what I want to talk about. That's exactly what my post was about this morning. Just not beating yourself up. And y'all know every time I get on here and speak about something, it's either something that I went through, something that someone has spoke about in the collective that's following me or something. And then it'd be a lot of people talking about things at the same time. So we want to just keep each other encouraged. We want to keep each other encouraged and just be like, hey, I went through that. And this is how just keep each other lifted. Don't let them make people think that, hey, it's just happening to you. And no, baby, you're not singled out. You are believed. You are heard. You are seen. Nothing is too crazy, because they're doing the craziest of the craziest right now. So things that you wouldn't even believe, that's actually doable. But let me tell y'all, let's go on to the next. Let me tell y'all some crazy stuff that I have encountered, and I'm seeing other people. Listen, y'all, do y'all not know? And I think the first time I came across this is, y'all know I used to watch, Love and Hip Hop. Anyway, so watching that show, I don't know which one of the people it was, but they were actually going through something with their mate, and someone was trying to show them text messages talking about, oh, I talked to your man, all this foolishness. And the person that they were talking to, she wasn't trying to hear that, because it's like, that's just a text message. And I'm looking at, and in my mind in that moment, I'm like, well, dang, girl, I wonder why she tripping like that, because the text message right there, like, why she don't believe it? I understand today. Y'all, do y'all not understand that there is people out here that are fabricating messages, timelines of friendships and relationships? I mean, these people are able to fabricate and put together real life text messages on their phone as if you're talking and conversing with them when you're not even talking to them. It is real out here, guys. Like, and now I understand. It's like she kept saying that. I don't know if that's real. And then my mom, like, she mean it ain't. It's right there, but no. And this was a while ago. This was before AI even became like blew up like it is now. You know, recognizable or whatever. But y'all, people are out here fabricating real life text messages as if they are either talking to someone. In my situation, someone claimed that we were still in a relationship when I hadn't seen this person in I don't know how many years. You know, even in conversation, it wasn't, y'all. Bottom line, they were saying that we were still together, and that I was sending text messages like I wanted them back, and I was angry, and I was just, you know, just felt some type of way that they wasn't with me, y'all. I'm pretty sure everybody know me now. They knew that wasn't even nothing that I do. You know, it's just not something how I get down. But y'all, my heart goes out, and I just want to know I'm wondering how the married people feel right now. Like how, because y'all know we got some people out here that's just dirty, you know, and it goes for men and women. Y'all know you may have a man or, you know, walk up to, you know, your mate and be like, oh yeah, I'm talking to your old lady or something like that. And the message will be fake. It's inauthentic. So now you're in a whole marriage and you got to go all the way through lengths to go and find somebody to authenticate the message. You literally have to go through all that just to authenticate a message, because everything is so fake out here today, and you cannot recognize the fake from the real. Y'all, they are out here fabricating whole text messages, whole timelines. Now, I know that they were doing it. I mean, social media is social media. Anybody can hack it. Anybody can impersonate someone. I mean, of course, and y'all know I talked about that the other day too. Whatever. But anyway, y'all know I'll be giving stuff like that my energy. But y'all, people are really taking time out of their day to fabricate text message as a person is talking to them, having a real life conversation with them, and you haven't even talked to the person. Y'all gotta stop. Because y'all, come on, y'all have to know that in this world, when they create one thing, they're going to have something to go ahead and go behind it and check it. So yes, there's ways for them to authenticate emails, text messages, or whatever the case may be. So it don't matter what kind of hacker you have. Y'all have to understand and know that there are okay, well, let me not say too much. Bottom line, if it's inauthentic, if it's a text message, if it's a video, there are people out here that specializes and, you know, are professionals in that particular area. So they're able to go in there and see if it's real or not. Okay, so some of y'all have been really, oh man, some of y'all been lying for years. But okay, that's not the point. Y'all know I don't care about that, because that's, you know, like I said, I try not to dwell on that stuff, because I know God is God is in the season of it revealing and exposing right now. You know what I'm saying? It's not about revealing and exposing someone's character or something. This is something that's, you know, causing another person's life to go a certain way. So when you do that, and the things that you're doing, the things that you're saying are not true, you know what I'm saying? Of course, we all know that's defaming that person's character, but it goes a little bit deeper when it comes to legalities, okay? So y'all stop lying on these text messages. Stop. Y'all know y'all ain't talking to these people. Y'all know y'all ain't been in a relationship with these people. Stop it. Y'all better cut it out. Stop all that lying. Anyway, y'all, I hope y'all Monday started off great. Mine started off amazing. I don't have any complaints. It really didn't matter if we complain or not, honey. We gotta pray and keep on pushing. But listen, I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, call it a day. Ooh, look at that time, boy. Anyway, let's talk about my minutes. But anyway, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and close this message out. I love each and every one of y'all in the collective. Everyone, y'all stay strong. I see y'all messages. I see the stories. I think these karmas go by a playbook. They got a playbook that they go by. Everybody is either on different timelines or different times, you know, going through the same thing, or has, you know, nothing's new under the sun that they're doing. And at this point, Even with y'all seeing it happen to other people, at some point you have to get ahead of it. Not saying that, oh, I'm going to be right here. No, it is things that you can do to get ahead of situations. It is things to do to protect yourself. You get what I'm saying? It's certain things, and that's unfortunately that's just that's the life we live. That's just the times we living in. Y'all have to know that at some point that even you just gonna have to protect yourself. You have to get ahead of certain things and leave my throat track alone. Anyway, but you're gonna have to get ahead of certain things, y'all. You're just gonna have to, because we realize that these karmas have went lengths. They went lengths to just commit some egregious crimes and things against us or whatever and other people out there. And that's another thing. I see people, people be so hard on telling people to talk about things and then move on, not realizing that people are actively going through things right now because of the seeds that other people have, sown in, whether it be, their community, on their jobs and stuff. And this is stuff that has to be addressed. It's not, oh, we'll just get over it and just move on. How about everyone just be accountable for the part that they played in things and just be accountable, right? We too old not to be being accountable and telling the truth around here, y'all. So, again, let's walk in integrity. Let's walk in our own energy. Oh, that's another thing too, y'all. We gotta remember to always daily call your energy and power back. Yeah, I've been going through some stuff at night when I'm sleeping, and I'm in the spiritual attacks. And even at night, I wake up in the middle of the night and I call my energy back. I begin to pray. Even when you get up in the morning, just let's make it a routine. And when you get up in the morning, call your energy and power back. When you go to bed at night, call your energy and power back from that day, because you're out and about, you're around different people, you're around different energies. And sometimes, even when being an empath, we give ourselves, we overexert ourselves. We give more than we should. And that's in a lot of things. And that it just comes natural, and it's normal, and it's just a habit for us, So anyway, y'all know, as I always say, keep your hands and your heart clean. Stay out the way. Mind your business. We speaking on our business. We're going to always bring up our business. But yes, y'all be just keep your hands and heart clean. And y'all stay up, stay strong, stay encouraged, stay motivated. Remember that things could be worse. There are people out here going through so much worse. So maybe if God didn't think you can get through it, he would definitely not bring you to it. All right? So y'all stay up out there. Stay strong and stay resilient. Y'all know your girl will holler back at y'all later. I love y'all. Nobody have told y'all today on this beautiful Monday, I love y'all. You are loved. You are heard. You are seen. You are believed. And you are so worthy. You are so worthy. All right? You got to believe that thing. You worthy, baby girl. You worthy, king. Yeah, you worthy. All right, y'all. I will holler back at y'all. Y'all have an amazing Monday. Y'all be blessed, okay? Bye.